Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever. Last time around, well, we completed our escapades in building airports, one of which you see here. Looks a little bit like a prison. Meanwhile, this I don't know what you'd call it. It's referred to as the stinker or the smeller or something, right? It's referred to in a fairly derogatory fashion. You smell it coming before it arrives. This has been a gigantic success story. Well, even though it's making me £250,000 a year, just shuttling to the airport itself. Not exactly what I had in mind, given that nobody actually goes to the airport. But you know, that's fine. The first thing we're actually going to do before we get to the main thrust of today's escapades is we are going to remove Boston from its journey. Yes, indeed, this is going to be the Warren Airport shuttle. This is a suggestion a couple of people have made, which is if I put a second one of these in place, one of which from Warren to the airport and the other of which from Boston to the airport, then everything should just work out fine. It won't, but, you know, we have plans. We'd made good profit last year, and I see no reason why that won't happen again at some point in the distant future. Let's go for lime green. Not enough money. Well, that's the story of my life. Okay, so we're setting this one up on the Boston Plaza, back to Boston itself. It's barely worth getting on the thing. That's not the route I'd have invited you to take there, chum. Have I got anything even remotely resembling a waypoint on here? I haven't. Okay, going to need a waypoint. There will be a tutorial series. That's a little highfalutin there, man. All right, a tutorial episode on the setup of signals and waypoints coming at some point when I get around to them. And this is the Boss Airport shuttle, yeah, there we go. That's where I want you. Get on this Boss Airport shuttle. Off you go. Yeah, so the idea now is that we've got shuttles going from Boston to the airport and then from Warren to the airport as well. Will it pay off? I don't know, but that's quite a vivid colour right there. Yeah, so I mean, we made, you know, pushing £8 million last year, and that's not to be sniffed at. This year, probably not going to make quite as much money. Not least of all because I'm about to borrow loads. I know. I hear your head in your hands as you hear this remark, but trust me, I have a plan, and I will walk you through it just after I add one more chap there. So this is going to be another Boston airport bus shuttle. Right, yes, basically, what are you doing there? Be sold. Yes, basically, I'm giving people as many options as possible to get to the airport. What feels like an airport shuttle colour? Something subdued. Let's go for a very subdued blue. There you go. Set you on the Boston Airport bus shuttle. Yeah, I mean, the goal is to throw as many people in front of the airport as possible, in the hope that someone decides to get on it. There it is now, look. There we go. You know, the bus is so often neglected. Anyway, I'm bored of looking at that. Right, so here's the state of play. We've got an aging train on our primary, well, what was once our primary earning route. Not quite so much these days. Meanwhile, the big boy is running a very inefficient route. And I will fess up right now, I have played ahead. I know what is in store for me in the future, and I do have the means to turn it all around. And that will be absolutely fine. But this big boy route, I'm going to need to look at. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to do it today. No, 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 no. Previous talk of expansion, we've gone through plenty of talk about expansion. Today we're actually going to do it. I haven't decided which bit, but I will do over the coming minute and a little bit. Option 1, Henderson here has got phenomenal job coverage. Yeah, that's a big deal, which means that when I do connect up Salem and Warren, both of which will come in here like this, around this side, we'll put a station over there, we should see amazing growth out of Henderson. Meanwhile, Henderson itself will head out to Independence, probably not Pembroke Pines, although I haven't quite decided that yet, so I'll build with that in mind, and then going down to Waterbury. So far, so good. So, you know, option 1 would be a passenger route from Independence, which we haven't touched yet, up to Henderson. Got it? Good. Right. Likewise, we could run some kind of train route to bring fuel, at least, to Independence. Option 2 helps the airline out. The airline, of course, the destination being San Bernardino, and this is a slightly more convoluted setup, but I think the payoff is potentially the payoff is significant, and it involves making goods right here. Nothing going on right now. The good reason for choosing here is we get lumber, we take it to the sawmill, we take the planks and bring them here. Which means that all I need is either steel, which is, you know, tough to make steel. I mean, it's a big goods line, so there's lots of money to be made. Or plastic. Now, plastic is a simpler option, but I'd need a plastic factory, which is some kind of newfangled oil refinery. Oh, hell, hold everything. We could go double planks and make tools. That's another potentially quite a bit cheaper option. Or I could do both. I have kind of planned out this oil run though. So we've got oil refinery regular going on there. No, or have we? No, yes. Oil refinery regular. We've also got a plastic factory, chemical plant. That's what they call it. There you go. See, yes, I know stuff. But what I'm looking for is an oil well to chemical plant that I can run up here by train without breaking a sweat. Yeah. What else can we do with plastic? Plastic needs steel to do. So if I were to actually do plastic and steel, which obviously is going to be monstrous amounts of investment, then you know the good times will roll in a monetary sense. So the other option, here we go, here's the plastic doodah right here. Chemical plant, no. Chemical plant, yes. We can take grain from here up to there and make plastic, but it uses 2 grain for each lump of plastic. Or we can bring oil cross country over a hill. It's quite a lengthy piece of track. In fact, you know, let's just measure this out for our own kind of edification here. Trot on. So far, so cheap. Oh, I started getting expensive there. Now, that gully we can avoid, obviously enough. But if we were to go purely as the crow flies, you're looking at 12 million quid's worth of track there. We will do it cheaper than that. Right? And that's for one leg. That will not run for very long. I think we can probably do it for about 3 or 4. Then we need to get said plastique from here all the way up this ruddy hill, all the way over to here. Right? It's quoting me 20. It's quoting me no. The reason it's quoting me no is because we're trying to go underneath other things. But there you go. Look, you see, 15, 20. Now, I think we can do it quite a bit cheaper than that by wiggling our way up this hillside. Likewise, we could do a secondary drop off of oil here that would, you see, that's Let's got it unhappy. Let's make it happy again. Yeah, like a secondary drop-off of oil, and we've got fuel as well, which can be picked up and turned into yet more fun things. So what I need is a loan of about 30 million quid, because obviously I've got to put trains on it afterwards. Let's have a quick look. Now I can ramp up my loan, and then ramp it back down again. Yeah, see, yeah, you're going to lend me all the cash, aren't you? Tons of it. This is something I haven't tried. This is high stakes. What I have tried is tinkering around with the existing setup to make that work. I think that's going to be the next project. It's not going to be this one. I think we will take the very safe, less exciting Henderson Independence route. I think that's what we'll do first, and then, you know, once that's making a bit of cash, we'll roll that up into something a bit more exotic. We'll spend the money on something clever. So first things first, Henderson is the big deal in this particular arrangement, because do we want to delete that guy as well? Yeah, I think we do. I think it's worth deleting it to get the roads in the right place. Yeah, all of that. Right, so the station at Henderson, passenger station at Henderson, has to take into account Salem and potentially something coming from Warren as well. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to do that or not. I have done it in one of my many varied, exciting experimental runs, but here we go, fling you round like that. But it is pretty expensive. It does make a lot of money. Oh yeah, it certainly does make a goodly sum of cash. All right, where's the Salem station? Is on its kind of left side there, right side. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, something like that, and we will go with, why buy one stop when you can buy 4? Right, stick it in about there, and everybody should be happy. Right. This is just it's completely, you know, kind of going like, while piling around a station, it goes, oh, you want me to delete that for you, Gov? No problem at all. Just rustle up the cash. Okay, right. What am I going to expand this with? Well, we want this in the centre of town, so we're going to add a second street connection immediately. We'll also make it high speed. To stop doing it over the buildings. It's just going to make you cross. And then around about here, I reckon, it's not going to have a great immediate catchment area, but I can stick buses on there and everybody will be like, oh, a bus, how terribly modern. Right, a bit of medium street. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, right. Yeah, something, look, I wanted to go kind of that sort of angle, and then onto that's okay. It's maybe a little wiggly for my taste, but yeah, we can wiggle once in a while. Wiggle once in a while. There we go. Let's take you as far as there, and I'll come up with other thoughts vis-a-vis what you might get up to in a minute. Do we want to electrify this? I think we might. I think, as much as I have previously stated repeatedly that I'm not going to do anything with electrification, I think actually I am. But I want to have 2 different style routes. So one of them will remain diesel, thoroughly committed to tearing the atmosphere apart, whereas the other, right, where is Warren? It's up there, look. Right, so you're going to want to really sort of burn an angle there. More angle. Burn a lot of angle. There we go. No, too careful. Now, I'm just laying this stuff in. you know why I'm laying this stuff in, and you know that I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. I'm laying this stuff in to prevent the AI getting any clever ideas. Just easy. There you go. Mash that out there like that. Okay, right, that's good. Now, I also want to do some exotic bridging, but we'll do that once we're out the other side. We do want electrification on one side, and that'll be the side that we're going to play with in a moment. Now, when you create a level crossing, that's when you get this kind of track nonsense happening. So I'm going to... yeah, I don't give a monkeys about a main connection. You know, when I last cared about a main connection, I didn't. There you go. Get your head around that. Right, you can head off that way. Right, which is broadly in the right direction. Meanwhile, on the other side, I'm going to de-electrify that while I think about it. No, not all of it. I don't want to de-electrify the entire state. Just one side of it will do. Oh dear. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to improvise something clever there then. Right, likewise, this is heading out. Pembroke Pines, I think, it's begging for it, frankly. So we'll infer some kind of route out that way, and then just the gentlest of humpback bridges over there would be amazing, but I don't think I've got the run-up for it. I'm going to do a bit of that, and then go on. Nah, not even close. What are the other options? What the other options are? I mean, we could pull off, something quite stunning. A little one of those. Right, that's quite good fun. In fact, that's very good fun. I'm all about putting bridges over stuff now, but I want to give it a bit more run up, so that hopefully I don't have to build it quite as high. Or in fact, as high, just longer now. And the fact that a bridge is higher than the station, I find that a little bit too much. What if we did it out here? I know it's more traditional, but needs a bit more run up on both sides. Let's get rid of that as well. Get out of my way. Right, like that, and then like this. Yeah, see, that's not quite as high. That's a little bit, I think, better. Is it though? Is it really? I mean, the ideal is to now bulldoze this chap's house. Well, that's never slowed me down in the past. Excuse me. 3 buildings? No. Just the one. Just the one will do. It's only a little street. We can make it a really little. There's just no way, is there? All right. Well, what about going through this chap's house instead, or this one? Yeah, you see, we can just bulldoze one person's house and then everyone's happy, apart from that guy, obvs. Right. Now I need to make that look convincing. Well, we've got the gap. We're on pause, so he's not. Whoa. You're still desperate to delete more if I do that. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. Right, and then a little peek through here. Do not delete anything unnecessary. And something. No. Look, I know it's only cheap, but Mr. 155k house is going to go like, oh, I see. So you leave the guy who lives in a shack alone, but you're quite happy to bulldoze my family home that I have lived in for 2,500 years. Answer, yes. Yeah, I'm very happy to do that. Right, okay, now, let's do something like this. I'm sure these people, when they first moved in, go, look, we've got a view of the plains, and we can see nature as it was always intended to be. No, I've built a main road behind your back door. Yep, that's your kids not playing in the yard ever again. And then we'll throw that one out in a less ugly fashion, I think. There we go. Bit of this. I've thought of something else I should have done. Careful. I mean, I'm all about a bit of a majestic swoop. Like that. Yes. Well, the thing I thought of that I should have done is get a road in under here, which might even be, no, not that road, certainly. Might even be possible. No, don't get clever. Don't get clever. All I want you to do is just get under the bridge. Like that. And then you can I'll even let you snake alongside the tracks, look. If the tracks will allow it. The tracks not going to play ball. Okay, now if we do that better, then maybe the tracks will play ball. Normally, you see, if I wanted to make this work without any fuss, what you would do is you would stick the bit of road in before you build the bridge, and then the bridge will kind of figure out where to put pillars in order to make that happy. I want a bit wider, please. Sticking this in to encourage the AI to build something tremendous. Maybe a little bit more space than that. From there, yeah, that's plenty of space. Because I would quite like some trackside buildings to just, you know, organically crop up. You can do that better. There we are. Right, and then some kind of right angle there, like that, that we'd convincingly blend onto there, and then obviously, you know, you're going to stick, what do we think, broadleaves. You're going to stick a bunch of trees in here. Yeah. Probably sneak a couple in just there as well. I prefer the conifers, has to be said. Alright, yeah, alright, I can mess with that. I mean, this is clearly going to be my new fixation, you know, now not only with additional smoothing, but also with, you know, rampant tree placement. Let's put one there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now, largely because, you know, time marches on. But if you enjoyed this episode, please throw a like at it. I'll finish this off in the next time that I'm with you, and we'll create majestic new things and hopefully majestic new profits. Anyway, if you've not subscribed already, please feel free to do so. I invite it. Membership is free, just to ensure that you don't miss out on the next part of this rather riveting series on throwing money away. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.